Let's start with the truth. New special education teachers usually do not struggle because they lack heart. In fact, many come into the profession with more heart than the building can handle. They want to help students, support families, and make a difference. The problem is that special education is not one lane. It is a multi-lane highway. You have instruction, behavior, IEP compliance, progress monitoring, parent communication, collaboration, meetings, accommodations, related services, and paperwork all moving at the same time. For new special education teachers, this can feel like being handed the keys to a school bus, a legal manual, a behavior plan, a walkie-talkie, all on the same day. So today, we're going to talk about the areas where new special education teachers often struggle, and more importantly, what schools can do to help them move from survival mode to success mode. New teachers do not need to be superheroes. They need systems. One of the first big struggles for new special education teachers is IEP compliance and paperwork. This includes annual review dates, reevaluations, service minutes, accommodations, progress reports, meeting notices, parent participation, and making sure everything is documented correctly. For a new teacher, this can feel overwhelming because the IEP is not just a school document, it is a legal document, an instructional roadmap, and a communication tool all wrapped into one. New teachers need support with understanding timelines, what must be documented, and how to stay organized. A simple IEP calendar can make a major difference. Teachers should know what is due this week, what is coming up next month, and which students need immediate attention. Administrators can help by providing checklists, templates, sample language, and regular check-ins. Do not wait until something is late or missing. Build a system before there is a compliance problem. Paperwork is not the purpose of special education, but poor paperwork can distract from the purpose. Progress monitoring is another area where new teachers often struggle. They know they are supposed to collect data, but they may not know what data to collect, how often to collect it, or how to use the data once they have it. Sometimes new teachers collect too much data and never use it. Other times, they collect too little data and then panic when progress reports are due. Neither one is a good system. The goal is to keep it simple and meaningful. Each IEP goal should have a basic progress monitoring tool. That tool should help answer one important question. Is the student making progress? For new teachers, I recommend using simple goal tracking sheets. Track the date, the skill, the level of support, student accuracy, and the next instructional step. Do not create a data system so complicated that it needs its own IEP. Administrators should help teachers create school-wide templates and make data collection part of the weekly routine. Data should not be something teachers only think about when progress reports are due. Data is not decorative. If we collect it, we should use it. Classroom and behavior management is one of the fastest ways a new teacher can feel overwhelmed. Many new teachers walk in thinking behavior management means reacting when something goes wrong. In reality, strong behavior support starts before the behavior happens. Students need routines. They need expectations. They need to know what to do when they enter the room, when they need help, when they finish early, when they feel frustrated, and when the schedule changes. For new special education teachers, the strategy is to teach routines directly. Do not assume students know what get ready for class means. Show them, practice it, reinforce it, reteach it. Visual schedules, calm redirection, positive reinforcement, break options, and consistent expectations can reduce many behavior concerns before they become major disruptions. Administrators should not just tell new teachers to build relationships. Yes, relationships matter, but relationships also need structure. A teacher can care deeply and still need a clear behavior system. Behavior is data with volume turned up. Collaboration with general education teachers can be difficult for new special education teachers. They may feel unsure about how to discuss accommodations, support needs, classroom concerns, or student progress. This is especially hard when the new teacher is trying to build relationships and does not want to come across as demanding. But collaboration is not optional in special education. Students with disabilities often spend much of their day in general education settings, so support has to follow them. One helpful strategy is to use short, focus check-ins. New teachers do not need to hold a 1-hour meeting every time they need to discuss a student. Sometimes a 10-minute check-in, a one-page student snapshot, or a simple accommodation reminder can make a big difference. Instead of saying, "You need to follow the IEP," try saying, "Here are the 3 supports that will make the biggest difference for this student this week." That approach can help by creating scheduled collaboration time and clear expectations for general education staff. Collaboration should not depend on hallway conversations and hope. Special education is a team sport, not a solo performance. This slide continues the same important idea. Collaboration matters. New special education teachers cannot carry the full weight of student support alone. When collaboration is weak, accommodations are missed. Behavior plans become inconsistent, and students receive mixed messages from adults. New teachers should focus on being clear, helpful, and solution-oriented. General education teachers are also managing full classrooms, pacing guides, grading, behavior, and parent communication. So the goal is to make the support easy to understand and easy to apply. A strong strategy is to provide a short student support snapshot. This can include the student's strengths, top accommodations, behavior supports, communication needs, and what to do if the student is struggling. Administrators should reinforce that IEP implementation is a shared responsibility. The special education teacher may manage the case, but the whole school helps implement the plan. As a reminder, case manager does not mean only manager. Accommodations and modifications can be confusing for new teachers, and they can also be confusing for general education teachers and families. Here's a simple way to explain it. Accommodations change how a student accesses learning. Modification change what the student is expected to learn or demonstrate. For example, extended time, preferential seating, text-to-speech, or breaks may be accommodations. But changing the grade level expectation or reducing the actual learning standards may be a modification. New teachers need to understand this difference because it affects instruction, grading, access, and expectations. We do not want to accidentally lower expectation when the student really needed access support. Administrators can help by providing examples during teacher meetings and make sure staff understand what the IEP actually requires. Accommodations provide access. Modification change expectations. Know the difference before the grade book starts telling stories. Parent communication can be intimidating for new special education teachers. Many worry about saying the wrong thing, especially when a student is struggling or when there has been a difficult situation. But silence does not build trust. Families need communication that is timely, respectful, clear, and honest. New teachers should not wait until the IEP meeting to talk with the family. A strong strategy is to begin with positive communication early in the year. Let families hear something good before they only hear from the school when there is a problem. When there's a concern, communicate early. Use plain language. Avoid jargon. Document the communication. Most importantly, approach the family as a partner, not as an audience for bad news. A helpful phrase is, "I wanted to reach out early so we can work together before this becomes a bigger concern." Administrators can help by coaching new teachers on difficult conversations and joining calls when support is needed. Trust is easier to build before the storm than during the storm. Caseload management is one of the most stressful parts of being a new special education teacher. Every student has different goals, services, accommodations, dates, needs, teachers, families, and documentation requirements. If the new teacher does not have a system, the caseload will manage the teacher instead of the teacher managing the caseload. A caseload dashboard is one of the best tools a new teacher can use. It should include students' name, IEP dates, reevaluation dates, goals, service minutes, accommodations, related services, behavior plans, progress report dates, and key notes. This does not have to be fancy. It just has to be accurate and updated. The goal is to help the teacher see the whole caseload at a glance. Administrators should help new teachers build this dashboard before the school year gets too busy. This is not extra work. This is the map that keeps the work from becoming chaos. If you cannot see the caseload, you cannot lead the caseload. Specialized instruction is the heart of special education, but sometimes paperwork, meeting, emails, and crisis response can push instruction to the side. New teachers need to remember that the IEP is not just a compliance document. It is supposed to guide specially designed instruction. A strong instructional routine includes modeling the skill, practicing with the student, providing feedback, collecting data, and reteaching when needed. This is where progress happens. When new teachers should ask themselves 3 questions. What skill am I teaching? How will I know the student learned it? What will I do if the student does not learn it yet? Administrators should protect instructional time and not allow special education teachers to become full-time paperwork managers with a classroom key. Compliance opens the door, but instruction changes the outcome. Many new teachers feel like they should already know everything. They may be afraid to ask questions because they do not want to look unprepared. But special education is too complex for anyone to master alone, especially in the first year. Asking for help is not weakness, it is professionalism. New teachers should know who to ask for help with IEP questions, behavior concerns, data collection, parent communication, related services, and instructional planning. Administrators should assign mentors and schedule regular check-ins. Do not just say, "Let me know if you need anything." That sounds nice, but new teachers may not know what they need until the problem is already sitting in the inbox wearing a deadline. A better approach is, let's meet every month to review your caseload, upcoming IEPs, and any concerns. New teachers should not have to earn support by struggling first. Administrators play a major role in whether new special education teachers survive or thrive. Support cannot be random. It has to be intentional. Administrators can support new teachers by providing IEP training, mentoring, progress monitoring tools, behavior support, planning time, collaboration structures, monthly caseload reviews, and clear compliance expectations. The key is to create systems before problems happen. If the only time we talk about compliance is after something goes wrong, then we're managing damage instead of building capacity. New teachers need to know that administrators understand the complexity of their work. They need leaders who check in, remove barriers, and help create realistic systems. Strong special education programs are built by design, not by accident. The final message is simple. New special education teachers do not need more pressure. They need systems. When schools provide strong onboarding, clear templates, mentoring, collaboration, and data routines, new teachers move from survival mode to success mode. This matters because supporting new teachers is not just about teacher retention. It is about student outcomes. It is about family trust. It is about compliance. It is about creating schools where special education is not treated like a separate island, but as part of a whole school system. So whether you're a new special education teacher or a school administrator, remember this. Support the teacher, strengthen the system, and improve student outcomes. When we build better systems for teachers, we build better outcomes for students. Thank you for taking the time to focus on this important topic. New special education teachers are entering one of the most important and complex roles in public education. If we want them to stay, grow, and lead, we have to give them more than encouragement. We have to give them tools, time, mentoring, and systems that actually work. I invite you to connect with me on LinkedIn and continue the conversation around special education leadership, teacher support, compliance, instruction, and building stronger systems for students with disability. This is the work. This is the mission. And as I always say through the Data King lens, the data tells a story. Our job is to listen, respond, and lead. Thank you and goodbye.